here for Murphy, and we have here the three headings, so liquidity, profitability and gearing. So I'm just going to highlight those. So liquidity basically is going to tell me, am I good at paying my debts? Profitability, am I making enough profit from the money put into the business? Or should I think of taking my money out of the business? And gearing, are we being a bit too risky in the long term by borrowing too much money? Is more of the money coming in for shareholders, which would be a safer thing to do. So for Murphy, I'm looking at current assets compared to current liabilities. I'll put my formula down here, so I'll put my numbers in. So I've got 15,360 is my current assets. And I'm going to look at that as a ratio to 18,710. So what are these? So the current liabilities are the debts we have. So this is a bank overdraft. So we've overspent from our bank account by 18 grand. We have no other monies that we owe to people like creditors in this case. So we've got 18 grand that we owe out. We have 15 grand in cash that's available now and some stock which I'll sell off fairly soon and turn into cash. So I've got 15 grand available to pay 18 grand of debt. So that's really not a good idea. We're borrowing, we're owed too much money and we have problems paying it. So what do I do maths wise here? I want to try and end up with a sum that has 1 on the credit side. So I have 1 on this side, where I have the 18,710. So on the other side, oh, I've got to change that. So it'll be something to 1. So how do I make it this side something to 1? So what I do is I divide both sides by whatever the current liabilities are. So on the right hand side, the current liability side, I have 18,710 divided by 18,710. That's where my 1 comes from. On the other side, I have 15,360, and I'll divide that by the 18,710. So I'm going to divide both sides by my current liabilities. So I got 0.82. So I'm just going to round it off 0.8. Okay, so the answer then is 0.8 to 1. Okay. So the minimum that I was looking for here is, I was looking for a minimum of 2 to 1. I got an answer here of 0.8 to 1, which is a lot less. So you would say Murphy can't comfortably pay its debts. Okay, next we move on to profitability. So net profit or capital employed. So my net profit we have here is 52,180. And we're going to divide that number by, where is it now? Underneath it we have capital employed, which is 153,960. Okay, and we're going to multiply the answer by 100 over 1. Okay, now, so what does this mean? This means that 153,000, this amount of money was invested in the business by shareholders, okay, and by a bank. So initially the shareholders put 51 grand in, and they allowed us this year to keep retained profit of 42 grand. So we kept 42 grand profit. So, and as well as that, we had a bank that lent us 60 grand. So we had a total of 153 grand put into the business. We could have put the 153 grand into a bank account instead, but we put it into a business. Did we make a good profit from it? So when we do the maths for this, so it's 53, I'm going to turn this into a percentage. So it's, the profit is 52,180. I'm going to divide that by the 153,960 and multiply the answer by 100. So you get 33%. So if I put that money into a bank, I would have ended up getting about 2 or 3%. So that's actually a really good return. So we're making a good profit. From the money invested. So we're comparing it to the bank rate because, you know, we could have put the money into the bank and maybe got 2% interest. We're assuming it's 2% interest. We're making a lot more, making 33%. So we're really happy about how much profit this business is making. Finally, gearing. So we're looking at share capital and reserves. So the share capital is 51 and the reserves, that's our retained profit, is 42. So we have 51 780 plus 42,180. We have that as a ratio to 60,000. Now, if the share capital and reserves is more than the loans, then we are relatively low risk. And we can see in this case it's a lot lower. So I'm going to just work this out. And a bit like what I did up here by liquidity, I'm going to try and make it something to 1. So what I'll do is I'll add these two numbers, my share capital and reserves together. I'll divide it by my loans, and that will give me the answer. So I have 5178, so it's 52,780, my mistake, plus, where now? No, sorry, what I'm saying. 51,780, that's my capital money, plus my reserves, which is my retained profit, which is 42,180, and we'll divide that then by the 60,000 loans. So you get 1.56 to 1. So we have 1.5 times the amount of money put in by the shareholders compared to our loans. So you would say we are a low risk business due to a low amount of loans. We borrowed a lot less than we put in by shareholders. So overall, this is a good business, but we need to save more cash to be able to pay our debts. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense for you.